Ah, I finally got my mods installed. All 400 of them. Now it's time to boot up my game. Ooh. Wait, what? No. No! Is your Rimworld experience lacking? Do you find yourself annoyed by the fact you can't put light on the walls? Or maybe that your pawns demand gigantic rooms to be satisfied? Or that you have to look in every single damn room to find out the freaking temperature? Then this video is for you. On this video, we will cover up the top 10 quality of life mods Rimworld has to offer. Note we are not partnered with any of the mod creators, nor are we promoting them. We simply want to show you all Rimworld lovers 10 mods that can make your life easier. Links to the Steam Workshop for the mods will be below. Starting off with number 1, Law Light by Murmur. What if I were to tell you, instead of having to put ugly looking lamps everywhere, you can just put a light on the wall? That's right. With the Wall Light mod, you are able to get wall lights in the electricity research. Instead of having to plant ugly lamps everywhere, use wall lights. I mean, it's huge. For a lamp, at least. I mean, look at this thing. It's the size of a freaking end table. Just hang it over your bed, or dresser, or at any wall. No more will you have to install gigantic, ugly-looking lamps all over your base. Goodbye, ugly, bulbous things. Oh, did I mention that the mod is configurable? For balance purposes, you can, for example, readjust how much steel one light should cost, how much power should it use, and the radius of the light it generates. There's also the mod called Extended Colors that is in this mod, created by Sinswiper. This mod will allow you to have the new lights with colors. Party time! And lastly, there are also wall sunlights, which requires color light research. Reason? Purple. And no, I'm not even joking. Here, look. So to sum it all up, if you want better looking customizable RGB light for that club you are planning, this mod is the correct choice. Moving on to number 2, Recipes by Automatic. Recipe icons, but you never guessed, eh? Moving on, this is a fairly simple mod that adds icons to your recipes and other actions too. Disassemble a mechanoid, it will show you an example of, let's say, a centipede and how much materials it will yield. Not to mention, it also shows what can be disassembled. Cook meals? It will show what materials you need for said meal, how much, and the skill level required. Fine meals being at level 6, for example. And also, for any stockpile, it will show the icons of any item in the stockpile. It will show the icon for the item next to its name, making it easier to skim over collections of items without having to read the name. This mod is great to save time over small things, such as creating special stockpile lists for your ammunition, specifically, and so on. It even adds extra icons for surgical purposes. Number 3, Realistic Rooms by Chrislin Sniper. Or is it Kristen Sniper? Link in the description. If you had enough of building a room the size of a dining area for each and one of your pawns, because it's too tight, then this mod will be an amazing choice for you. Now, the rooms can be smaller without pawns complaining about their miserable lives, for example. Cramped room is changed from 12 to 6, average size is changed to 29 to 12, somewhat spacious is changed from 55 to 28, and so on and so forth, meaning that if you want a more compact base, this mod will allow you to have a very nice compact small base, making the game somewhat more realistic as the map itself is not very large. But this is not the only thing! This mod also makes some filth modifiers. For example, dirt is changed from -15 to -4. Sand is also changed like that. But animal filth and debris will still grant a -15 to your room, making the little dirt actually just a little dirt, rather than going ballistic over some dirt on the floor. Filth talk aside, let's move on to number 4, Share the Load by yes, I am fine. This author's name is just weird. Anyhow, Share the Load is a mod that allows multiple colonists to deliver resources to a blueprint. So if you want to build a geothermal generator, for example, instead of having one idiot run around and collect materials for the geothermal generator, all of your idiots will run around collecting materials for the geothermal generator, making the process less time-consuming and less painful to watch. As your pawns just stare at the poor guy, run around, and he's been stealing components on his back to build a generator and finally help out a little. This mod is for those who wish to save time by building anything, really, walls, machinery, etc. So do your sanity a favor and use the mod. I know I did. And for the subject of why it even a thing that has to be modded into the game, we're joking, by the way, right? Game is great and all, but content is a thing. We move on to number 5! RTV Fuse, created by Ratty5S, or just Radies. But before we continue, here's a word from our sponsor. One day. Getting back on track here, RTV Fuse is a mod that allows the prevention of short circuits, or the Z event for short. Instead of losing all your power because one wire decided, hey, let's blow up, causing all of your stored power to be abruptly gone, which may even disable your base for a while or even destroy it. If it happens mid-raid and turns stop functioning, that horde of tribals has a higher chance of getting to your base and destroying everything. Now, how to stop these infernal short circuits? Easy! This mod has a research tab with the option to research electric fuses. Each fuse is able to safely discharge not 1, not 2, but up to 3 batteries. Per fuse, of course, yes. Meaning if you have 6 batteries brimming with power, you cut losses by quite a lot. As the fuse safely discharges the problematic battery, that means no losing all your power and no explosions and no fires. This mod makes for a great energy saver and can help your base avoid Randy's wrath of disabling your turrets mid-raid, not to mention lighting the base on fire. Yeah, that's always, yeah. My second year base ruined aside, moving on to number 6. Mad Skills, also created by Ratty5S. Are you tired of your colonists slowly forgetting how to do stuff? That's right, skills decay. Or perhaps you want a bigger challenge. The mod Mad Skills indeed makes the skills of the game mad. The mod adds the option to tweak skill-related things in the game. For example, let's say you don't skill decay at all. Timely reduce the decay multiplier to 0%. Now your colonists will never have decaying skills, not even after 100 years. But let's say you want a bigger challenge. You can increase the rate of skill decay if you set the decay multiplier to 200%. Colonists will forget skills twice as fast, making it that you will need to have more pawns, each specified in a single thing, lest they forget. This mod also adjusts the trait Great Memory. Instead of having skill decay rate, it will increase learning rate by 25%. Decay rate stays the same, however the mod has yet to another function. Daily XP limit. After a certain amount of XP is earned in a skill, the mod will multiply all further XP gained for the skill by a certain value, making it so that you can have overlearning be a good thing. Or flat out reduce XP gain to 0. Don't worry, you can disable this in the mod options. Number 7, heat map. Ever wondered how hot your rooms are? And then looked and saw you have like 10 different bedrooms? Are you really going to check each one individually? No! Ain't nobody got time for that. Instead, use this mod, Heat Map. This mod adds a button to show a live temperature feed based on color gradient over the indoor areas in your base, with colors going like this. Orange for hot, red for really hot. Any variant of green is nice, but normal green is best. Cayenne for cold and deep blue for literally freezing temperatures. In the mod's default options, the temperature of the room is also shown in a small text. Over the center of the room, though, if this bothers you, simply turn it off in the mod option. Overall, this is a really simple explanation for a simple mod, yet it is still a very nice addition to the game, making it so you know your entire base's temperature in a single click of a button, rather than going over each room and checking, making it extremely easy to control temperatures in large bases especially. Number 8. Color-coded mood bars created by Crash M. This will also be another short one. This mod is fairly simple. Instead of having to squint to look at your colonist's mood without checking it manually, instead you can just look at the color behind your pawn's icon. Gray is extremely happy, blue is just happy, gray is neutral, yellow signifies minor mental break threshold, orange signifies major mental break threshold, red signifies extreme major break threshold. This mod helps you check which of your colonists you need to watch out for. It's a small adjustment to the game, but I don't see myself playing the game without it. Snap out of it! Snap out! Snap out allows an attempt at calming down the mentally broken pawn. In order to calm down a mentally broken pawn, you need another pawn with the warden work type. And if you want to increase the chances of calming down a disheartened pawn, a high social skill. If you manage to calm down the colonist, they will spend a small amount of time in their room with the sad, wandering mental break. After a small while, they will snap out of it and move on with their life. And if it doesn't work, the pawn will briefly return to their room for safety, and then leave, still in the mentally broken state they were. But be careful. If a pawn has a violent breakdown, such as going berserk, should the attempt at calming down the pawn fail, there is a chance things will get violent. Congratulations, if you got here, comment potatoes in the description. Why? No reason, just bored. Number 10, temperature control unit created by Murmur. Are you tired of having to change temperature all the time? Don't want a heater and an AC unit in your rooms? Then this mod is for you. The temperature control unit mod surprisingly adds a temperature control unit and a smart AC that comes in various sizes for your rooms, from 1x1 to 2x2 to 1x2 to 2x2 versions. The 2x2 and 2x1 sizes use double the resources and power, but also offer triple the amount of heating and cooling capacity. On a side note, the 2x2 and 1x2 versions can fit over double walls. Now, to use this temperature control unit, simply set the temperature you want and the TCU. Yes, I am that lazy. We'll try its best to keep the room on the temperature you desire. It's easier to manage your heater and AC, and you need less than these because, as mentioned before, they have bigger versions, allowing you to place 2 large ones for a big base. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. We hope you found our video helpful. If you want part 2, mention in the comments below. Same if you want a more detailed guide on a certain mod. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Seriously, less than 10% of all of our views ain't even subscribed. Remember to hit that bell button to get notified for the next video and smash that like button. Only odd numbers though. You can do it once but not twice, thrice is fine but not 4 times. Do it 33 times, hell 33 3 times. Just keep the numbers odd. Yo, look, here's another video. And here's another. Click on it. Watch it. The